we DH'd Magic and Bird and asked them once more to save the NBA from its low ratings. Well, surprisingly, not as much fuckery as the MJ sim. So we use the same concept here as the Michael Jordan sim. We set Magic and Bird to their rookie years with their rookie contracts, toss them on the current day Celtics and Lakers, and just let the 2K sim go wild. No editing, no interference, just observation. And the first year of our simulation under these conditions yielded very desirable results. Magic and Bird were put on teams that had plenty of talent and plenty of scoring options, given that Magic joined a team where he actually became part of a legitimate Big Three. Nonetheless, they were both able to blend in perfectly as they both made All-NBA teams, and the Celtics won 62 games, meanwhile the Lakers won 66, both at the top of their respective conferences. You might have thought this meant we were headed towards our first Celtics Lakers finals, but 2K says it meant that the Celtics would actually lose in the first round to the butt-fucking Hawks, and so that was ruined. Meanwhile, the Lakers won both of their first 2 rounds in 5, only to go down 0-3 in the Battle of LA. However, 2K has always loved a good comeback story, and the Magic Johnson-led Lakers Big Three becomes the first team in NBA history to wipe away a 0-3 deficit. They go on to make extremely quick work of Giannis and the Bucks, and Magic Johnson, with a near 17 assist triple-double average, takes home the Finals MVP and a championship once again in his rookie year. And although it was actually LeBron James that led the team in scoring throughout the playoffs, NBA Twitter is on about how he's been carried to his 4th championship. Don't forget the fact that the Celtics only won 2 games as a first seed in the first round in the same year that the Lakers went on to win the title, so they are practically in hiding at this point. In his sophomore season, Larry Bird adapts more to the modern NBA as he now attempts 6 3-pointers per game and has upped his scoring average. Yet, with an injury to Jason Tatum, the Celtics actually place behind the Bucks and come in 2nd in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, LA's 61 wins is enough to retain their first seed status in the West. There aren't many changes to either roster, and that becomes costly for the Celtics as they are dashed yet again in the first round by the 7th seed Washington Wizards. As it turned out, Larry Bird actually wouldn't stand a chance against Lou Williams and post-Achilles injury John Wall. Meanwhile, the Lakers again dash their way through the West, where they meet the awaiting Philadelphia 76ers, starring Ben Simmons, who has still yet to take more than 2 3-pointers in his career. This is yet another easy sweep as Magic Johnson shows Simmons how to successfully be a big point guard, and Anthony Davis sends Joel Embiid home crying as he takes home Finals MVP this time with averages of 38 points and 16 rebounds. Of course, there is now a portion of NBA Twitter that has all but eliminated LeBron James from the GOAT conversation as he's had 2 superstar teammates with all-time NBA Finals performances, both taking home Finals MVP over him. The Los Angeles Lakers have now overtaken the Celtics for the franchise with the most titles in NBA history, and Magic Johnson subsequently doubles down on the fact that he is to thank for the Lakers' success. NBA Twitter also gives even less of a shit now about the titles that the Celtics ran up in the 60s. We progress to our 3rd season where Larry Bird is quickly being buried in Magic Johnson's shadow, despite putting together awesome regular season shows and proving that he could actually play in this era. Nonetheless, the Lakers are intent on three-peating and burying the rivalry for good. Bird and Magic both post their best averages as the Celtics lean heavier into Bird, and the Lakers start to move on from LeBron, who seems to be retiring soon. Despite back issues popping up, Bird is able to lead Boston to the best conference in the East, and behind Magic's amazing season and Anthony Davis winning Defensive Player of the Year, the Lakers stay atop the West for the 3rd straight season. The Celtics finally make it over the first hurdle by sweeping the A-seeded Toronto Raptors in the first round, where they unfortunately run into the Bucks with Giannis, who is now a multiple-time MVP. It seemed like an impossibility given what happened in the first 3 seasons, but after a grueling 7-game duel between Bird and Antetokounmpo, the Celtics emerged victorious and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. Meanwhile, the Lakers lose just 1 game on the way to their conference finals. The matches are set, and all that stands between a Celtics-Lakers finals for the three-peat are the Houston Rockets and Washington Wizards. The Celtics get their revenge in a quick 4-0 sweep of the Wizards, and despite having gone up 2-0, the Lakers lost 3 straight and had to take the Rockets to a Game 7 to advance to the NBA Finals. At long last, Larry Bird gets the opportunity to even the score with Magic from the 80s. Game 1 is everything everyone hoped it would be as it came down to the wire. With Boston leading by 3 and playing lockdown defense down the stretch, LeBron misses a short jumper that he's able to rebound and kick it out to some guy for 3 who ties the game. Immediately, NBA Twitter is exclaiming that LeBron has once again been saved. The Celtics take possession with just 5 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock, and LeBron steals it from Bird amidst a terrible possession. On the ensuing fast break, LeBron and AD hook up for an easy connection, giving the Lakers a lead with just 19 seconds to go. With no timeouts left, Larry Bird sits in the corner corner for the entirety of the final possession, and the Celtics come out with a Robert Williams three-point attempt. The nickname Time Lord does absolutely nothing for him here, and Larry Bird is starting to take on the title of a choker. The Lakers come away with a hard-fought Game 1 in what sets the tone for a very competitive series. The next 3 games are split in favor of the Celtics in what sets up a massive Game 5. The Celtics handedly take the tiebreaker, and in a repeat of 2008, hand the Los Angeles Lakers a Game 6 loss that goes in the record books. Larry Bird gets even with Magic as their finals record in head-to-head matchups is now 2-2, and the Celtics tie the Lakers in franchise titles. This made even sweeter by the fact that the Celtics were the one to stop LA from three-peating. Larry Bird takes home the finals MVP and at some point realizes, I got him. Magic is now pissed as he realizes his 2 titles are not worth the one he just lost. This results in him winning his first MVP award since his return to the league, despite Larry Bird putting up his best season and the Celtics having the best record in the league, as the Lakers were second in the Western Conference behind the now blossoming Pelicans. Bird feels slighted as he is 3rd in the league in scoring and intent on repeating. Both squads advance to the second round, where the Celtics for the first time face the Brooklyn Nets still featuring Kyrie Irving and KD. In a grueling 6-game series, Kyrie is able to exact revenge on a crowd that heckled him into writing a notepad memo on Instagram. Bird's back problems also didn't help in his matchup with KD. Multiple members of the Lakers are low-key disappointed, however they do get to match up with Brooklyn, giving LeBron James a chance to exact revenge on Kevin Durant for ruining his legacy, or trying to at least, and giving Kyrie Irving the chance to defeat the player that most people said his career was nothing without. The Nets improbably take the first 2 games where their fuel runs out. The Lakers refuse to let this chance slip and in 2006 fashion sweep the next 4 games. LA has now established dominance with 3 championships in 4 years, and as long as the Celtics aren't in the finals, there seems to be no end in sight as that is now the only Eastern team to have defeated the Lakers. Magic has once again taken home finals MVP, and there's not much left for anybody to say about LeBron. He secured 6 titles to tie Michael Jordan, and he's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history despite being joined by Anthony Davis and Magic Johnson. Magic carries his dominance straight into another MVP season and is now diving deep into a lot of GOAT conversations. Nonetheless, with an aging LeBron James and deteriorating supporting cast, the Lakers place 3rd in the Western Conference. The Celtics on the other hand place 2nd behind the Charlotte Hornets, who a couple of years ago drafted Emoni Bates and is quickly looking like the future of the league. Surprisingly, the Lakers proved to be over the hill and nobody had even known it yet. They run into the fresh legs of the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second round, where they lose in a 7-game series, marking the first time they hadn't at least made the conference finals in Magic Johnson's return. OKC is comprised of much young talent such as Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, Shai Gilgeous, and some additions such as Montrezl Harrell. They're able to take advantage of the Lakers' decline and make the NBA Finals to meet the Boston Celtics, who, for one of the only times they'll be able to say so, got one up on Emoni Bates. With the Lakers' premature out and the young legs of OKC matching the Celtics, questions arise about the changing of the guard. The Thunder give Boston everything they can handle in Game 1, as the Celtics just narrowly escape following a Marcus Smart jumper to give them a lead with a couple of seconds left. Anthony Edwards gets a decent look at a game winner, but it clanks off the side of the rim along with the Thunder's chance to win the series. The Celtics are just too experienced as they go on to take a 3-0 lead in OKC and handedly win the series in 5. Bird secures his 2nd Finals MVP in his return, as he's done an amazing job bringing redemption to Boston despite the rough start. And it's a good thing he did so, because that's the end for both the Celtics and Lakers. LeBron James ultimately declined too much before retiring to make significant contributions to the Lakers, given what their supporting cast had become, and the Celtics started dealing with multiple injuries and lost Jaylen Brown. Given that both players had had some success and were both extremely loyal, and given the fact that they really were the Celtics and Lakers, there was no way either of them were going to sign contracts with other teams despite what was going on with the roster. And so as both teams declined, Larry and Magic went down with their respective ships, and the younger players simply took over the league, specifically Emoni Bates. Just like he did to Michael Jordan, he ran Larry Bird out of the East multiple times, won multiple championships, and out West, before LeBron James ultimately retired, the Lakers were put out of the first round in 5 games by the Golden State Warriors, now featuring Steph Curry and Bronny James Jr., proving that it do in fact be your own niggas. Once LeBron left, AD started to wear down rather quickly, as he was never enough to make up for the supporting cast either, despite being paired with Magic Johnson. And these two teams did truly fall as fast as they rose. So after about 10 seasons, their numbers started to decline, and it became clear that there was no plausible path to them ever winning anything again, so we cut the sim. Larry Bird won 1 MVP, 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, made first All-NBA team only 3 times, and second All-NBA team 6 times. So Larry held his own, but it wasn't even close. Magic had the better career. He won 5 more MVPs, 3 more championships and 2 more finals MVPs, and added 11 first All-NBA team selections, as he was still first All-NBA team when we cut the simulation. It was just obvious that the team and him signing contracts, they weren't going anywhere, so it could have very well been more. Magic finished this simulation 3rd all-time in scoring, and by the looks of things, he probably could have got 2nd or 1st by the end. He also passes John Stockton to become the NBA's all-time assist leader with more than 17,000. So, what happens when we take Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and drop them on today's Celtics and Lakers? Well, 2K says that they have a battle for the first 5 years. Magic, just as he did in the 80s, comes out on top, and Larry Bird wears just a bit quicker as his back becomes a problem quite early. Nonetheless, he definitely holds his own, but again, Magic Johnson in this simulation might have damn well become the GOAT. As stated before, he was still going at the time that we cut the sim, but it was more stat padding by that point because they weren't even making the playoffs and the Lakers weren't making additions. But yes, he definitely winds up with a better career. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to come through on Twitch because that's where we did the entire sim live, and it's always fun to watch these things actually unfold and we jump into some games and see what happens. Also, there's a lot of details that get left out of the actual video versions because we're only trying to focus on the subject of the video here. So the link for Twitch is in the comment section and description, and a very easy way to always know when I'm live is just to join my Discord server. That link is also in the comment section and description. And be sure to hit the like button, comment, and sub if you enjoyed. Also hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications the next time a video drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.